Hey guys, it's your girl Etta, and a lot of you have been requesting a behind the scenes or a day in the life, and I really went back and forth on this. I will literally put in the link of the LinkedIn post that I posted to see your feedback and everything. And I gotta do me. At the end of the day, I love you guys, and I really want to do things for you, but honestly, I don't see the benefit of you guys seeing me from when I wake up to when I go to sleep. So I'm going to actually give you more of an instructional video on how I build my days, because every day for me is different and it looks different and there's a lot going on. And so how do I keep the calm and the chaos, and how do I actually like organize the chaos plus manage a team and a family and all the other things that I do aside from running a business and running the Limitless Academy. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with tips and tricks. I'm going to provide you how to actually build a day and a life that will work for you. And I'm going to try to do it in under 15 minutes because the attention span nowadays is not that great. And plus, I really don't want to talk more than that, right? Okay, so let's get to it. The first thing I want to talk about is building with intention. What actually do you want to accomplish? Period. Doesn't have to be in the day, in the year, in a month, in 5 years. Just what do you want to accomplish? Do you want to drive a certain type of car? Do you want to live in a certain area or have a certain type of style, or like whatever it is? Do you want to make more money? Why do you want to make more money? So you have to build a life with intention. And you can do this by taking little steps, obviously, asking yourself reflection questions, because that's the beginning. That's your foundation. Because you're not going to be able to build anything until you actually know what you're building for and who you're building with. Okay. So if that makes sense, that's a whole other video. We can go over that. But build with intention. Always have to set some mindset over here. Aside from that, once you've already learned and kind of figured out what you want and what you're trying to do and accomplish, you're going to do a calendar system that actually works for you. So, in my business and in my personal life, I live and breathe Google. That shouldn't be a surprise for most of you that have followed me for a long time. I am definitely a Google girl, not to be misconstrued by Android. Nothing against Android, but Google runs all Androids. But Google Pixel, it's its own kind of islands on their own, and they have a lot more to offer, especially for people that run businesses. So for me, the Google Pixel, the Google Workplace, all the Google tools have been super, super, super helpful in assisting me and guiding me with calendaring, organizing myself and my team and tasks, and doing all the things. So for me, Google has been a blessing. It's also super it like transcends. So I have my tablet, I have my cell phone, and I have my laptop and everything else all connected as one. And so I don't, if I forget my phone, if I forget my tablet, it doesn't matter. I have always my information at hand. Which brings me to a tidbit that I will go more in depth at the end, but make sure that all the tools that you have actually connect and integrate. And we'll go over that in a second. So, building a calendar system that actually works for you can be a little test drive, right? You got to test it out. You got to see if it works. You got to see if you like it, see how it runs. So, if you're super OCD, very organized and prim and proper, kudos to you. I was that person. I'm kind of no longer. I became a mom of two, and my life just became too chaotic for me to keep up with perfectionism. So life just said, joke's on you. So I'm not like that, but I do have certain things. So I still organize. One thing I do is my calendar is everything from my personal stuff to my professional things. So if I need to drop off the kids that day from school, if somebody has dance, karate, jiu-jitsu, baseball, whatever it is, all of that is in one calendar. And of course, honestly, it can be daunting. So what I do is I keep them in different little tabs, right? So I keep them in different little calendars. Like I'll have a little tab that says personal calendar. I'll have a tab that says meetings or whatever it is, and label it. Google Calendar allows you to do a lot of things and have a multitude of calendars. So that's another thing. You can copy your personal to your professional and your professional to your personal. So Google kind of gives you a lot of room to play when it comes to calendaring. You can do something similar. I'm not going to say everything, but you can do something similar with the Apple system and with the Microsoft. So if you have Microsoft 365 and you run off of Microsoft, kudos to you. Awesome sauce. I don't really know much about it. I'm just letting you know what I do know. But I do know that they have similar kind of concepts. So learn your tools. Obviously, that's always a thing that I always say. Learn your tools and see how that can work for you. I also know people color coordinate things. So if it's like a meeting, it's like red. If it's like in person or virtual, it's a different thing. So you can go as specific or as possible, right? Like, or me, somewhere in between. The only difference that I have in my calendar is blue is for professional because that's one of the colors of our company, and red, because it's my second favorite color, is for personal. So let's say I want to block off yoga, which is permanently on my calendar. I do that. I block it off, which we'll go into a little more in the next step that I want to talk about. But calendar systems, they are your little playground. So play, figure it out, see what works, what doesn't work. Another thing that Google has are Google Tasks and Google Chats and Google Meets and all the things. And so since I'm always mostly on the go, that's the flexibility that Google gives me, where I can just connect anywhere, again, on any of my actual like tools, technology. Okay. So for me, Google works, but obviously there's Apple, there's Microsoft 365, there's a whole bunch of multitude of tools. So do your research, see what works for you, see what makes you kind of understand better. We all learn different. We all have our different preferences. So yeah, go for it. Whatever works for you. I'm just letting you know what works for me. Next is how to properly block time. So like I was alluding before, I like to block my personal time in my professional. So that way nobody can interrupt me. It's kind of like a do not disturb, but not really. And I'll tell you why in a second. But when you're blocking time, you're blocking time with intention. Again, let's go back to that whole intention thing, right? So you want to block time for tasks the same way you would block time for meetings. So if you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen, right? So my Pilates, my yoga, meditation, whatever it is, my personal time, even though it's personal, it's for me to be a better professional, is on like literally boilerplated in my calendar. So I don't know, for example, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from this time to this time, it's my yoga or my Pilates time. Every, Thursday or Friday is my meditation or whatever time. So just an example, not that that's how it works, but it's permanently embedded in my calendar. I go to the studio sometimes. I'm not in the studio, so I always block it regardless of whatever's happening. So whatever that looks like for you, it could be a walk, it could be going to the gym, it could just be chilling on the couch or just having some downtime, or your egg chair. Shout out to the hubby. So definitely want to kind of find your own way of permanently putting in something, even if it's not for an hour. Maybe it's only 15 minutes or 10 minutes just of peace and quiet and just you being you. Block it with intention. Okay. That's how you block things. If it's not on the calendar, it's not going to happen. All right. So on to the next step. After you're done everything I just told you, then you're going to bulk task. So for me, it was a different concept. I wasn't quite used to it. Obviously, the majority of my professional career was in the legal industry, and there's really no such thing. You work on the case, your task list is a reminder, and that's that. You look at it at its entirety, the whole thing that I always preach about. But bulk tasking, it's a little different, and it takes some time to get used to. So for me, bulk tasking works. Maybe not for you. So again, these are just suggestions, things that work for me because of the way I work and the way I do things, okay? But this is a great suggestion. So bulk tasking, I actually learned from my business consultant. And the way they explained it was, if you have X amount of things, on your list that go together. So let's say content creation, that goes together. I will bulk it and I will sit down, change my shirt, put my headphones on, change my hairstyle, and do content creation. If it's social media, that includes everything. That includes videos such as this one. That includes social media posts or commenting on social media, responding to the comments. Thank you guys for being so supportive. I love you guys. By the way, or it can also mean, so that's all of it, right? So that would be content creation, allocating some time to content creation, allocating time to just consulting. But that needs preparation, right? So that means preparing for it, making sure the presentations don't have any misspellings, grammatical errors, has the right logo, has the right information, it's not misinformative, all the things, right? So that is consulting, whatever has to do with consulting, not just the actual physically being with the client, whether it's virtual or in person. So anything that has to do with consulting, that's the bulk, right? Anything that has to do with content creation, that is the bulk. If I got to do a photo shoot, doing the list, doing the things. If I got to do podcasting, that's another thing. So whatever has to do with that particular, I guess, topic, that would be it. So it would translate in hearings. If I have 5 hearings that I need to schedule in the same courthouse, boom, let's do it. If I have motions in a different courthouse, boom, let's do it. So bulk tasking, that's what that is. All right. Now I'm running fast, fast, fast. I know. But I only have a few more minutes if I want to keep like true to my 15 minutes. So the last thing is my tips and tricks, which I think are the most important, right? Because what I want you guys to know is if I'm presenting, if I'm organizing, if I'm whatever I'm doing, I am present. I'm in the moment. Right now, it's just me, the camera, and essentially you once you start looking at this video. So I'm super present. My phone is always on do not disturb. There is no such thing as a non do not disturb on my phone. The caveat to that is, though, I do have favorites. So what I do with my favorites is those are the emergency. So my spouse, my family, my the school of my children, my assistant, things like that. Of course, they're going to be on my list of that can go straight. So that means if they call me, if they text me, that goes straight to me. I get the notification. But other than that, everybody can wait. Right now, I'm focused on you. I'm focused on what we're doing, and I'm being present. And guess what? I'm doing a great job at it, and I'm putting my 100% because that's all I'm thinking about. I know sometimes that's hard, especially when we have 5 million things to do. Hello, I get it. You should see my task list for today. But here I am sitting down talking to you guys. So understand that even changing the scenery, even though it's not really the scenery, but changing your environment is super helpful. So when I need a break, when I just need to veg or just side out, I go to my egg chair, I go outside, I go for a walk, I do something. It doesn't have to be overly dramatic or expensive. Although I'm always up for a spa day. So, hit me up if you ever want to do that. But I love that, and so it doesn't matter. It could be little, it could be big, whatever you're in the mood for. If you're just like, forget this, I'm done, I'm clocking out, I'm out, I'm going to go book a massage, go for it. The thing is, it's you. It's what you want to do. It's how you want to do it. And that's really the beauty of kind of me generalizing these tutorials or whatever you want to call them. Because what happens is I don't want you to get mental whiplash, right? Because what happens is your brain works better when it's not switching between like 1,000 tabs, right? Or 1,000 tasks. So when it's focused on this one thing, it's focused. When I'm talking to someone, I'm talking to someone. So it's so, I wish I learned that earlier because I think I would have been a lot more, I guess, ahead, but I don't even want to digress. So anyway, it's a really great tip that I learned a little later, not late, but a little later on in life, and it's just been amazing. It really has. I also do like admin days, so things that I have to do for the team, create tasks for them or create workloads for them or whatever the case may be. I do that. I allocate that time. So that's again the bulk tasking. I know I'm forgetting something. Let me look at my notes. You know what? I think that's enough. So, what I want to end is your calendar should reflect your priorities, not just your obligations. Start by blocking your time for what matters most, and the rest will follow. So focus on what you want, and you got this. Bye, guys.